Hello grade 2s, welcome to today's hygiene and nutrition class. And today we are going to do something in the strand healthy practices, and the substrand is keeping water safe. Keeping water safe. Now, keeping water safe, how? How are we going to keep water safe? Today we are going to learn about water contamination. Water contamination. Water contamination. And what is water contamination? Water contamination is making clean water dirty. Making clean water dirty. Where do we get water from? We get water from many places. The sources of water, we have a river, we have lakes, we have rain. So those are the places where we get our water from. And now, how do we make the water dirty? How do we contaminate water? The process of water contamination. We can make water dirty by, number one, throwing dirt into the water. When you throw dirt in the water, you are making that water dirty, and that is water contamination. Number two, swimming in a river. In our country, when we go, there are people who swim in a river. When you go to the river, you will find some people swimming, and that is not a good habit because they are making that water dirty. They are contaminating that water. Then number three, watering animals in a river. When we go to up country, we take our animals to drink water. Watering the animals, we take them to the river sometimes we water them at home. So the best way is to water them at home. When we take them to the river, they will step into the water, and that will make water dirty. So that is water contamination. Then washing clothes in a river. There are people who go to the river to wash their clothes, and the dirty water which is from the clothes flows back to the river, and that is making water dirty. That is water contamination. And then going for a short or long call near a river. When you go for a short or long call near a river, it is bad manners. It is making that water dirty. Your dirt will go back into the river, and that will be water contamination. Now, how does contaminated water look? When we talk about water contamination, after contaminating the water, how does it look? Today, we are going to check on how the contaminated water looks. And first of all, we are going to do something small to find out how the contaminated water will look. So, I have a few things here which we are going to use to see how contaminated water looks. So I have a bottle, and then I have 2 tumblers. I have clean water. I have dry leaves, soil, and fresh leaves. So I'm going to make my water, this clean water, I'm going to contaminate it. I want to do water contamination. So I will put water in this bottle, the clean water in the bottle. Like you can see, the water is very clean. And then I will now make the water dirty. This is now water contamination. I'm making my water dirty. Water contamination, I'll put some soil and then some dry leaves. In the water, some fresh leaves in the water, and then I will close my bottle and shake. I'm doing water contamination. This is water contamination. I will shake my water. Now my water is contaminated. Like you see, the water was clean, but now it is dirty. So making clean water dirty is called water contamination. When we put it inside a glass, this is how it will look. And then we will put clean water in the other glass. So if you look at the 2 glasses, they are different. This one is contaminated water and this is clean water. So that is why we wanted to learn How does contaminated water look? This water looks dirty. It looks dirty. So contaminated water looks dirty. Number 2, contaminated water, when you smell it, it has a bad smell. Contaminated water has a bad smell, and then it has dirt inside it. When you look at it, you will see some dirt inside it. So from there, we want to see how to prevent water contamination. How do we not make water dirty? How do we prevent water contamination? We have so many uses of water, and water is very important at home, and that is why we have to know how to prevent it from getting dirty, how to prevent it from contamination. So number 1, we have containers at home where we store water. We have to make sure our containers are covered. Water containers are covered. When you cover, you are preventing water contamination, because nothing is going to get inside the water to make it dirty. Number 2, covering the water wells. At home, some of us have water wells. We have to cover them to prevent water contamination, the water inside the well. If we leave it uncovered, anything can fall inside the water, and that will make it dirty. And then number 3, not putting dirty things in the water. Just like I've done, I've put so many dirty things in the water, and it has made the water to be dirty, to be contaminated. Number 4, using toilets, latrines, or urinals. We have to use these 3 when we are going for a short or long call. When you do these outside the latrine or outside the toilet, away or anywhere, it will make water dirty, because when it rains, it will flow back and make our water dirty from the source. And then number 5, watering animals away from the river. We have to ensure that our animals are watered away from the river. How? At home, we can have a basin, we put water, then the animals are watered there. They go and drink their water there. Or we can improvise. We can make something which looks like a basin using wood, so many things, so that we can put water inside there and the animals can drink water from there. That way, we will have prevented water contamination. So we have a point to note that any water which is contaminated is not safe for drinking. Let us not drink contaminated water, because it is not safe for drinking. Otherwise, have a lovely day, stay safe always, and you will get most of these in the Summer Plus app. Thank you.